Filthy anarch.
I'm all about being filthy.
Yeah.
I would love to, but my wife barely lets me play on Thursdays. So, and we both actually, I managed to convince her to let us both have every Saturday night now that we're quarantined. We're playing Burning Wheel with Outro. So
there you go.
That's already 2 games a week. Two days a week that I'm gaming, so trying to get any more than that is
that checks
not going to be easy as much as I would love to.
I mean, have you thought about getting your wife into RPGs? That's what I did.
Oh, she's super into RPGs. The problem is with our son.
Yeah.
She has to take care of him.
No, that comes first.
Yeah. Plus, with homework and everything right now, it's like extra tough because I'm not a teacher, and trying to get your kid to do all of the schoolwork is not easy. So,
yeah. So, shall we begin?
Yes, please. Apologies for all of the technical difficulties.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we like good to go in general? Like, is that?
Yeah,
I'm
good.
meeting on camera.
Yeah, cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome. There was a lot of technical issues, but we're here with Bloody Pearls, a Zweihander actual play. We are in the city of Pearls, the city of the deaf, which is a like city-state island in some turmoil. Not in as much turmoil as there could be, but our crew here, our wonderful crew, none of whom have died yet. Yet. They are investigating a haunted boat. That's basically what happened. Like, we left off last time on y'all being on the Ivory Rose, and just being like, boat's haunted.
Boat's haunted.
Ship's haunted.
Yeah.
Ship is definitely haunted.
Ship's haunted.
I mean, 2 or 3 of us have had some kind of supernatural ghost encounter. Yes.
I got stabbed.
You did get stabbed.
And then you guys murdered people, and I was
and then somebody punched somebody's head in the to death.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were about to say punch somebody's head in the face, and I was really.
I know. I was gonna say
it.
I was about to say somebody's head off, but I was like, I don't think that's what happened. I think you just
knocked his block off.
He punched the highlights out of her hair, Scott. He punched the highlights out of her hair.
It's just like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Anybody remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
The clown uppercuts the guy and his head goes in the trash can.
But yeah, we left off last time on y'all got paid by the stevedores. But our Reeve, our former Slayer, Credo was just like, no, we gotta make sure this boat isn't haunted. And the rest of you were like, yeah, let's make sure the boat's not haunted. Also, Iluka met a strange person, a person who was on the boat who just left the boat and was just like, wait a minute, this isn't who they said they were. They're not completely sure who what they actually are. So there's that. Out of character, some of you know what type of creature Nuria is, but in character, I'll have no idea.
By some of us, you mean the person who ran off.
That's right. Exactly. Only one person actually knows this. Everybody else is back on the ship, being like, "Ship's haunted. We gotta resolve this."
I was gonna say, joke's on you. I don't even know out of character, so
yeah, there you go. And you'll never find out.
I was asked to speak to the guy who said she was acting strangely, though.
Yes, yeah, there was one of the crew members was like, she's acting strangely. I think Hamid said that. I think they were like, yeah, she's weird. But then they all left, so there's that. They left because they're like, we're not staying on this boat. We're not staying on this damn boat. Why would we stay on this boat? It's ridiculous.
Damn dirty boat.
I don't remember. Did we finish overturning it? Tossing it?
So basically the last like significant thing y'all did was check the cargo hold and found some really weird shit in it. And got a few names.
Empty cocoons.
Yeah. Empty cocoons were a thing that were in there. Also filled coffins.
A thing full of blood.
Yeah, that too.
Right. There's a coffin and coffins listed as passengers. And
yes, you
got
the ship's. You got the ship's manifest, and you also got a couple of names.
I also have things of religious value.
Yes, things of religious value.
It's been too long.
It has. It's been a very long time. But you also got a couple of names. I believe you got the name of a monk, whose name is Girgis. You had the full name, but his name is Girgis. His full name is Girgis Babakan, but you only need to know Girgis. Babakan. It's a very cool name.
No,
it was very entertaining to generate. But yeah, you have the name of Girgis, and you killed Femi, who was the occultist on the ship who tried killing y'all because they were being real suspect.
We were gonna be friends.
You were, and
they attacked first.
The key word there was "were."
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, you have Girgis as a lead. Y'all also have been. I think there was one other person where it was like, this has already been signed, which was the judge. You don't have a name for this person. You just know that they have the title of the judge.
So, as you had reminded us before we went live earlier that we needed to spend our XP.
Yes.
One of the things that
Did we not do that?
got. Well, I hadn't, because reasons, don't worry about it. I fixed it. The point is that I took the talent called Secret Signs. It says, when you attempt to understand secret symbols, gestures, or signs left behind by others as a warning, get plus 10 base chance to skill tests.
Ooh,
so after we had to I say we very loosely kill Femi, then I think that Akeka wants to go around and just kind of look to see, after they went kind of crazy and attacked my friend, and also after having both me and who else had weird visions?
Calliope did, and Creta did. Yeah,
it was both Creta and Calliope. I wasn't sure if it was both or just one of you. Okay. And we all had weird visions and all of this stuff. I'm like, I want to go around and see if someone has left some kind of a warning somewhere.
That's a very good thing to look for. I think that's very smart. I'm trying to think what kind of skill this would be. Is it awareness? Just discerning details. Yeah, I guess it's awareness. To look for warnings and stuff. That makes sense. Okay. I think your secret signs, from what you're going for, especially if you're looking for things of religious significance in this case, I think that'll apply.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you get that plus 10 base chance on that.
Awesome.
I think it's just normal. Otherwise, you don't you have time, but also you're not sure exactly what you'd be looking for, especially because a lot of these sailors are illiterate. So you're looking for
but so I'm looking for symbols, not words, anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
What skill did you say again? I totally
awareness.
Ew.
It's a perception skill.
I got
it.
So
with the exception of Iluka, we're all still in the same place, right? We're all
y'all,
still on the boat.
Y'all are on the boat, yeah.
Okay.
Y'all are on the
ship.
I'm
there. I'm there too. I came back a little while ago.
That's everyone's on the ship right now.
That's a failure.
Failure, yeah. Yeah, you remember you have fortune points. So you can get rerolls and things.
Ooh, you know what? We didn't spend all our fortune points last time, and I did forget we had them. Can I spend one right now?
Those reset.
Sure.
All right.
Let's and the caveat that Saints is hoping you don't remember is every time you spend one, he gets one.
Yeah, but
no,
that's
I remember
fine.
that part.
Because Iluka's got a crit.
Nice.
Got a big crit. Yeah,
Crit.
So I think the fortune thing is always just it's the luck of and now I found it. And Iluka is she they. Okay.
It's Haikika.
Haikika. Sorry.
It's they them.
They them. Oh, I don't know why it was she they on here then.
Iluka is she.
Iluka is she they.
Iluka she.
Haikika is
they
them.
I read it wrong. It's fine.
Calliope is she her.
Yes, it's true. There we go. So yeah, it like initially you're just like you look through like the cargo, like you look through the cargo hold and you're like, there's nothing here, and you look through the crew deck and it's like there's nothing there, but then you go back, you're like, wait, it would have to be on the crew deck, and you look again, and you look like where like most of the crew's bunks are, and you actually find like several different instances of these warnings. They are they're one of the lucky things for you, of course, is that one of them is literally just a sign of the Leviathan. It's like I think it's a literal symbol, like it is a caricature of the Leviathan herself. The Leviathan herself, like the imagery of her, because like all of the like most of the pantheonic gods like have a caricature. Like the god emperor is this like this dark-skinned, this like bald dark-skinned man with a beatific smile. The Leviathan is a woman with tentacle hair that goes back. A little bit Asari from Mass Effect, but like longer tentacles that like actually go down. And one of them is like that is just carved on a bedpost. There's also like somebody like there is a carving of like a there is a carving that's basically the nautical symbol for angry spirit. I'm not quite sure what it looks like, but you interpret it as that. You know that based on what you know.
It looks
about
like a
ships.
boo from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
Like
sure,
the one covering their face or the one
Yeah.
going, ah.
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
the one, the angry
It's-
one. Yeah,
There's one and then there's the other.
it has to be both in order to
Yeah,
interpret
so
it
then
that
you
way,
know.
Yeah, it's the see no evil, but like then there's the evil. You see the evil. Yeah, there's like that and the symbol of Leviathan and like a few other things where it's like these are definite warnings that something went down that was left by like what remained of the crew.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna point these out especially to Calliope.
Okay.
So, Calliope will move over, look at them. This is not good. Is there...
My camera's frozen.
You had
My camera's frozen.
Well, Shae's camera's frozen.
I
Fix your
see.
camera.
It's okay. At least you aren't making a weird face.
That's true.
Do you want me to leave and rejoin? Or would that mess up the cameras?
I don't think so. Go ahead and give it a shot. This is why I haven't put nameplates on yet.
Fair.
Blur.
I don't know what kind of damage you're
Blur.
into just yet.
Kersplur.
Curse blur.
Well, I stayed in the same spot, so did Rhys and Kelsa. It's just Satan outro being weirdos.
What if I bend over this way?
You jumped into Saint's screen and then over to yours. Okay. But now I can see me and Shae's.
Alright, there we go.
We good?
Good.
Okay.
Looks that way.
Excellent.
Hey,
So
we fixed it.
Ghost Faces showed him to Calliope. Calliope is distressed by this revelation.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's an affront to her god.
It is.
Clearly we only put the princess hats on chaos demons, not the ghosts. Anyways, I'm not sure if there's anything else I can do. I'm gonna make a note of it for sure.
Yeah, there might not be anything you might want to do, but there might be a case of like y'all are both like religious types, and you could be like go to one of your superiors and be like, hey,
Yeah,
this is a thing.
we definitely need to bring this to someone's attention. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I won't try to recreate any drawings or anything, but I'm gonna make a note of it, and that somebody needs to hear about this.
I'm gonna be looking for these coffin passengers.
Oh yeah, you can totally go and find the coffins. Like I think if you literally just want to like go through the cargo, you will find them.
I will go through the cargo.
Okay, you go through the cargo. Like do you have like a crowbar or something? I mean, you have an axe. Like you could just you use that for leverage as a crowbar.
I thought you
yeah.
were going to say just bash it in.
I mean, you could do that too, but I think like you want to be a little bit more delicate with it. I will say
Delicate.
The law is
Before-
never delicate.
before you do that, I think this is something important for Vice. Hey, Vice, you know what Mr. Bahar said? You remember what he said, right?
Well, yeah, he said we can't damage the ship, but damaging the like they're opening the coffins, right? They're not like opening up.
I just want to put in there like it depends on how you interpret his like his request. There we go. That's the word.
Does it look like they can be opened without damaging them?
I'm the
Yeah.
law. I supersede his requests.
You also don't know
I
about
am
it.
the
so, like,
law.
I think I'm putting it there for like there could be interesting character things here if you would like to engage in that, Vice.
You
So,
know what
yeah.
Luca is doing?
What?
Not a goddamn thing, because we already did our job.
Luca gets it.
I love it.
We already did what we were paid to do. Like anything
And
else,
we were
wouldn't
already
get
paid.
for it.
No, we were already paid. We didn't do what we were king to do.
But yeah, Creta, if you just want to open these up with like your axe, if you want to just like do the crowbar busting it open because axes got wedges. They can do that. They
Yeah,
got that
I'm
weapon.
gonna wedge it, but I'm also gonna take out the gun and aim it at the coffin, and then I'm gonna
Whoa,
step on the wedged axe.
whoa!
We
You
haven't-
can wedge it open with the axe. Let's chill with the gun.
Hold on. No, this is valid because Saint said we hadn't dealt with vampires yet, and we just found coffins.
I don't even know if there's people being smuggled in here.
Yeah, no,
So you're not going to shoot the coffin to open it. Okay.
you
Only if
open
there's
up
someone inside.
Only the law.
you open up the coffin. Inside the coffin, there is something in the coffin. I should say first.
I shoot.
It's not like it's you shoot. You
no,
just shoot.
No.
Okay. This is there is a corpse inside. Like it is like properly somebody was buried in this coffin, and this like maybe it was exhumed, maybe it never made it to like a gravesite or whatever, but this is just a straight up body that's in here.
My interest is piqued.
Okay.
Is there-
Does it smell?
No.
That's very
Now
curious.
that's
to me.
weird.
I think well I think it would be like the thing about this, of course, is the fact that they've had it on a ship forever, and if or actually no, that's a logic thing I don't need to explain. It doesn't. It just doesn't smell. It smells like salt is a better descriptor. Like salt.
See, I have that seventh sense, so I can smell underlying sense.
You do,
Like
yeah.
The rot of meat beyond salt.
Yeah, so this is this like for Creta, the smell of salted meat pretty well. You were a mercenary, so this is like,
and
hey,
jerky.
you got that. But like for Iluka, for you, this is a thing of like since you can see smells, that is the like it is and you being an apothecary, you've probably gone through a few corpses before.
Yeah.
This is the smell of human flesh, but not rotting human flesh.
So
And-
I peek up. I'm like, this body has been preserved.
I'm gonna holster my gun and pick up the axe. Good idea, Akika. What do you make of these?
It's not a normal practice to do that.
Do I smell any embalming agents or anything, or can I tell of any embalming being done?
That's a roll.
Okay,
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll
make
it
a roll
too.
for that.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense for both of you to know about it.
It
I gotta
checks out
figure out,
that
like-
it might be for preserving a body, but I don't feel that this is proper body preserving. So
Oh
I
yeah,
think-
no. This is not how you do like this is not how you do things. This is not how your church does things. Like
I
no.
would say survival or folklore. If
I
it's
think it's-
survival, I always succeed.
I think it's folklore. I think
Yeah.
folklore makes more sense because this is a religious practice that
Yeah.
you're doing. Because of survival, if there's a dead body, you bury it and you let the worms eat it. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Um,
let's do I will say it's folklore. I think Calliope, you gotta Like, it is easier for you because you know about this. This is what your church is about.
All right.
It's about death. So I'd say plus 20 for you on the start.
Plus 20. Good, because I don't have folklore right now.
Yeah. For
Critical
Oh,
fail!
Oh no!
oh no!
That man's not dead. We have to get him out of here.
We must.
What the fuck
This-
are you
this
doing
person's in
CPR on this
danger.
thing?
I am so not giving him mouth to mouth.
Well, no, I actually think that I'm like, we may be able to resuscitate.
No, I got an I have some consequences for you. Okay, so you'll be able to do this. I have to look at the name of your church because I forgot what it was. This is fine.
The custodian?
It's the custodian. Thank you. That was the one. I forgot which god it was. I was
Most
like, it's not the martyr.
custodes.
The martyr is the healing one. It's the custodian. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with the success, and I will go to the crit fail. This is obviously not the practice of the custodian. The custodian, generally the custodian is not about preserving corpses. It was folklore wise, the reasoning you know about this is like you have been taught that the custodian, when a soul crosses over into the realm of the custodian, the body is left behind. The body then becomes a shell, and that shell needs to be discarded, which means you don't preserve bodies. It's not something you would do. You don't generally it's not sometimes it's burned, but in Sedef there are some crematoria, but most of the time it's just you throw it in a coffin, throw it in a field, let it rot. This is a foreign practice, preserving bodies. It's a thing for the Kiryarkov, the Imperials. They do this sometimes. They usually do this with what you've heard, they usually do this with royalty and stuff, important people, because they're they have a whole thing about mausoleums and stuff, which for you are just that's weird. Why the hell would you have that? Just have
Why
a
would you
morgue
keep the body? That's weird.
Yeah, why would you keep a body? Also, there's a whole thing of stories of course, you always hear stories of necromancers. You know what necromancers use? Dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have that with necromancers. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Being from Kiryakov, would I have any idea about that? Would I know that as well?
Let's do a folklore check. Do a folklore check for me. Just standard. See if you know anything. And then we will get to what happens with Iluka, because you're gonna be taking some stress.
I want it.
Well, you do a resolve check, then you'll take some stress.
And corruption.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know? Yeah, for you, you're not from the Imperial, basically how the Kiryarkov are is that there's an Imperial center, and most of the people outside the Imperial center, you know some stuff about it, but you're I don't know, I'm just a mercenary. We just get buried like everybody else, type
in
of
a
thing.
ditch.
In a ditch with where you belong.
Oh,
If
so
you're
the preserving of corpses is something for the higher class.
It's for notables, yeah.
Yeah.
For the Kiryarkov, that is what folklore tells you. Obviously, the only person you really know is somebody who's been there, which is Kreta, but Kreta doesn't really know because Kreta's a merc. If Kreta was a priest, she might know, but
I just know it's a higher up thing.
Yeah, it's a higher up thing. It's something that's not in your class. Iluka.
Am I getting a spooky vision?
Yes, you are getting a spooky vision. You get you look at this corpse and you're what? Why is this preserved? And for that, for a few seconds, you just see the corpse rise up from the coffin and come at you. I need you to resolve test for me.
I fall on my ass regardless of the result.
Yes.
What button do I click to do a resolve test?
It's under willpower. It's resolve is a skill.
Ah, I see.
Do we all see this? Because I'm totally punching this.
No.
thing.
Oh, I straight up fall on my ass.
No, this is just Iluka. This is the fact that Iluka got a crit fail.
Gotcha, 'cause if I see this thing come out of the coffin, I'm elbow dropping it back into the coffin.
My willpower is probably the lowest stat among all of our stats.
Mm-hmm.
I got it though.
You got it. You're still gonna take. You will take some stress and some corruption, regardless. But you'll take less than you were going to.
Well, fuck that roll then, I guess.
No, it's fine. What is your mental peril at? Where are you
My
at?
mental peril?
Yeah.
I think it's in talents and trappings, right?
It is. I mean, like, where is it? Like, it's under skills and attributes. You are unhindered right now because I don't think you've taken
Yes,
any.
I have not taken anything because I've been doing my job and not more than my job.
Since I don't think you have anything that like reduces peril stuff, you're imperiled. You're dropping down to imperiled, and you're gonna be taking 3 corruption.
Oh no.
Where do I mark corrupt? Oh, I put it in the top. Corruption.
You put it in the corruption thing.
Mhm.
And here
Yeah,
you see
so-
corruption.
Vice pushes his way over the coffin to get ready to punch this thing back down into the coffin.
It sits there. Luca, you're on the ground. You're just like you hold true to yourself, but like, the dead rising up is never a pleasant thought.
Yeah, so I have like a daymare, and I fall on my ass, and I was like, that's bizarre.
I look back at Luke, and I'm like, what happened?
We shouldn't open any more of these coffins. They should go to wherever they need to be going to.
I feel it's more pertinent to make sure they're not going to
Well, I know
unsightly use.
I will no longer participate in this wickedness, and I walk up to the deck of the ship.
I'm gonna use like the butt of the axe or part of the axe just to do a quick little like inspection of the corpse, see if there's like anything marking it, anything interesting, anything that would give us a clue as to what this is or what's going on.
Right. Okay.
It's on the ass, and it says Omaha Steaks.
I guess it's awareness. I guess it would be scrutinized if they were alive, but they're not. So this is an awareness check. I think it's gonna be that minus 10%. Whichever that one that is. Gosh, I need to know names. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenging check because like you're not like you don't do corner work or anything. Yeah, it's a challenging test to see if you get anything from this corpse.
Yay!
Ooh, nice. All
Really
right,
nice.
yeah. Oh geez, what is interesting about these corpses? Give me a second. You notice one, and this is something because like you being of the Kiryarkov and like there being like this is a noble practice. This ain't a noble. Whoever this ain't a fucking noble. This is some like random lowborn person. They were like dressed in the clothes they died in, like because you can like you go and you look at part of their clothes and you can see like there's some blood somewhere where they were like stabbed. Like they literally whoever this person was killed, they were killed and then like preserved, mostly using salt, which is its own whole thing, and then thrown this coffin and put on the ship.
And also with next to a crate full of blood.
Yeah,
It might have been their blood.
it may have been. You're not sure. That one, I don't think you have any way of telling. But like, yes, there's also a crate of blood on this ship.
Yeah, I look back to our to Calliope, our expert on the dead. These aren't nobles.
Oh, why would your people salt them then? I don't understand.
So I have a general observation question, not for Iluka, but for the party. Have all of these corpses died of violent means?
You have no idea. You've only opened one.
Oh, okay.
But this one has.
This one has, yes.
They died violently. I think we should take a peek at the other ones. I'm starting to suspect that someone is preserving the bodies of people who would not be missed.
But why?
Dark arts, maybe?
This whole thing is freaking me out. This is all outside my purview. I punch things.
I'm not really sure we need to know the why. Calliope, what do you think we should do with them now?
Leave them the hell alone and get off the ship, is what I say.
We'll need to report it.
This is a spiritual matter. You wouldn't understand.
I'll have to report it.
And I think the why, personally, is very important. I want to know who is toying with the dead.
Do we need to make the guard aware of this?
Possibly. We have the shipping manifest. Would I know who to take it to that might have information on where these are going?
You might. Let me see some people you might know. Oh, you have a friend, who might know. You have a friend who's a Grey Gilder. The Grey Gilders are they are the priests. They are the like high up priests of the Night Father, who is the god of commerce. He might know. Your other crewmates might have contacts who know like where the stuff from the shipping manifest goes.
And what's my friend's name?
Give me a second to give them a name. They do not have one. His name is going to be. I need to roll a couple of things for this.
Also, there's no place to put like just basic notes on people.
Yeah. I don't know what to do about that really, unfortunately.
They'll be dead in a week anyways, it's fine.
I guess freaking bio and info you can put in there, because I don't think there's an actual note section. So give me a second to give this person a name, because I did not have one.
Members of the audience, submit names now.
No, I got it. It just took some seconds to do this. His name is Masood. I'll write that in chat. His name is Masood.
Get those Masood points.
It was the first name I found under Egyptian
No,
names.
Masood is a fucking great name. I love it.
Oh, Masood's wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, Masood.
And he's
He's
part
a
of the
great.
Grey Guild.
He's a Grey Gilder, is what they're called.
Right.
They are the Grey Gilders are the priests of, or they're the like high up magical priests of the Night Father. And he's him. Yeah. I had a bunch of like basically like types of characters y'all would know. Each of you had two who were connected to your alignment stuff. And Masood is one of them for Kreta.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have a dancer friend, but I don't
You do have a
know
dancer
their
friend.
name.
You don't know their name yet. Yes. We could figure that out though if you need to go talk to them.
Yeah, not yet.
Masood's the person.
I know someone. Masood, a Grey Gilder. They might have an idea on following these leads. Where they're going. Who is receiving them.
Well, I have reports to make, and we should talk to your Gilder.
True. In the meantime, I think we should restrict access to the ship.
Yes. Can't have anyone moving it off beforehand.
Alright. I'm gonna go find the crew of the ship.
Alright. The crew or the stevedores?
Actually, I am going to follow up on checking the other bodies and see if it's like this similar thing for the rest of them.
Yeah, I think without a roll, you can confirm violent deaths. People who wouldn't be missed. Your theory seems pretty sound on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I close them back up, and so they don't salt up the place. And I will go find the crew, or whoever's in charge of this.
Who's in charge is an interesting question.
Who's in charge here?
Because according to the shipping manifest, this ship, the captain of the ship is dead.
Yeah.
They're not here.
Well, I'm
the
thinking the restriction of it then.
Okay, yeah, because the person who owns the ship and the captain are two different people.
Mhm.
And there are several people who own the ship, but you had the name of Mr. Bahar, who is, some of that stuff was going to. So he's probably a part owner of the ship. But yeah, you could take control of it. If you want to go and find some I don't know, like Calliope was saying, find the guard. It's like, which mercenary company do you want to go find? Or you can go find the stevedores, because stevedores want to do their job of taking everything off the ship. But it's up to y'all.
I'm about to tell them they're not allowed to take shit off the ship.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Stevedore, if that really is your name.
So, have I seen what is supposed to go to Bahar?
Yes, it's on the manifest.
He's
You've heard it,
He's getting the blood in the coffins, right?
I believe.
No,
I don't think he's getting.
No, he wasn't getting weird stuff, was he? He was
getting-
getting the crazy stuff.
Yeah, he was getting some of the more normal stuff from what I
Okay.
remember. Yeah.
Come on. He's on the other side.
Oh, it's
It's
like,
that time again.
Come over here.
Adorable child time.
we have a child.
Yes, it is definitely adorable child time.
We have a child.
Dada, can I talk to your friends?
Yes, you can talk to my friends. Say hello.
Hello.
Wave to the camera.
Hi.
Hello, adorable
Hello.
child.
Say
Hello.
we are stopping people from going on the ship.
If you sink the ship, they can't get on it, right?
Oh, that's true. But Daddy doesn't want to sink the ship because his character is working for somebody.
If we sink the boat,
You always
no
just wanna
one
blow
can
everything.
get on
Get
it.
somebody else to do it. I didn't say blow it up. I said sink it. There's a difference.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You sunk
We
my
bet.
battleship.
That way no
All
one
right.
can get on it.
Say bye-bye.
Bye, Alex.
Bye-bye.
Hi.
Bye.
Just have the ship sink really slowly. It's fine.
Just every day,
Love you guys.
somebody fills it with another gallon of water until it gets capsized.
It's a very small hole.
It's your whatever
Is
you
it
love.
so
You can get.
So yeah, you can the steep. So y'all get back to the top deck of the
Go.
ship, and you're discussing where you should go next. And Zanu and the stevedores show up. They're they're carrying various tools and getting ready to start to board the ship and take everything off the ship.
Yeah, they're getting ready to create pulleys and stuff like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
so what
step
do you
up
do?
and say, "Are y'all interested in moving corpses and blood?"
That stops all of them. All of them stop.
Yeah.
And Zanu just looks over, just well, usually we're not in the business of looking at what's in there, but now that you tell us, not really. Why does the ship have corpses?
I'd be more impressed by the entire, coffin full of blood. That was way more interesting.
Yeah, this is scaring Zanu. It's just
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. You just she just puts her hands just okay, whoa, okay, hold on.
So I say, I'm a doctor and I'm spooked by it.
It's understandable. I don't really know many doctors, but she looks to the two religious types. The two, it's just what is this work of the unholy or something? What's going on here? I thought you'd resolved the gross stuff.
The
We
investigation is ongoing.
Oh.
resolved the immediate issue. It appears that there are threads leading.
Thank you for saving my ass there, because the investigation's ongoing definitely says that we didn't finish our job, but Cred is the immediate issue is resolved.
Yeah, it's just Zanu's just nods, just
Enough for us to be paid is done.
okay, good.
There's As I said, there is no immediate threat. That being said, I'm going to be taking charge of this situation until I know exactly what is going on. More who is dealing with this.
That's fine by me. Look, as long as we, I'm gonna go to the person's in charge of me. I'm gonna go tell them. They can make sure that we get paid. Thank you. Thank you for dealing with this, because seems like a very creepy ship we don't want to deal with. Sounds like a bad time, especially because we got a lot of other work going on. You see, and she points over past the ship, just like, all those refugee ships that are coming on unloading themselves. So
I imagine you're still busy.
yes. Well,
I'll let you know
a
when
second.
the investigation is complete.
A moment, Zanu. About those refugee ships.
Yeah.
Have they been growing or diminishing? Are they? Is?
Hell if I know. Probably this. I mean, this seems like there's more of them. More and more foreigners coming in every day. So, yeah. Look, you want to know about that type of thing? Go talk to the rollers. They will always know about that kind of thing. Anyway, thank you. She looks at you, Credits, just like, I don't think I ever got you. I think I got your name, but I don't remember. Remind me.
Creda.
Right, Zanu. Steven, I'll go find
Zanu.
you. Find me. We'll make sure this happens once this is over.
Of course.
Cool. And she turns around, like turns to Steve, just like, all right, people, next ship. This is the Ivory Rose. Ain't fucking worth it. And they're just like, yeah, and they like start picking all their stuff up and just like going to leave.
So you said that I needed to get like a mercenary company to cordon this off?
Since that's how law enforcement works in the city, yes. You were part of one of them,
Yeah.
Slayer Company.
I'd probably go to them then.
Okay, yeah, totally. You know where they are. Like, their barracks are in the Lapis district.
I would definitely head to Bahar.
I was about to request assistance from Vice, if Vice is willing to come with me.
What did you need?
Saintguard, who do I owe money to for my shack?
That's a good question. I don't think we have a person. But we can make a person for that.
I figured it'd be like an organization, like the Housing Guild or something like that.
Do we get to give the guy in charge like a personality and everything? Like we each get to choose like a little thing about them.
My personality trait is 2 weeks from retirement.
Is indeed too old for this shit.
I was picturing a little lady as the landlord, just
let me
chasing Iluka with a broom.
You're in the you live in the Lapis district, right?
Yes, I live on a dock. Like it's
Okay.
right on the
do you want to be in debt to pirates or ship captains?
Ship captains.
Okay, so the ship captains cooperative they are the straight up rulers of the district. They're the cargo captains, like of the various cargo captains of the district. So they own a lot of like them, and like the Font of Fortune and a couple of their like merchant organizations own most of the docks.
Mhm.
But yeah, you could be in debt to you won't be in debt to like a ship, like you'll be in debt to a ship captain, but the ship captain's like does things. This will be like their number 2, basically.
Okay. So I'm asking Vice. I'm like, Vice, I will go with you if you need assistance, but first, would you like to make a stop with me? I need somebody with presence to prevent me from getting shaken down when I go to pay this debt.
No problem. I can make a stop with you, but then after that, I have some things to do.
Are we just going to pick a place to meet back up later? We all seem to be having things to do now.
We should go and meet at the usual, our stall.
What happened to the original crew, by the way? They're just gone?
They're just gone. They went to one of the sailors' bars. You can go find them.
They need to drink or they will die of terror.
Yeah. So the number 2 that her name is you just know her as Miss Terem.
Miss Terem.
Yeah. Miss Terem.
And I say, like, if Miss Terem is there alone, we should have no troubles, but She's usually accompanied by 2 or 3 thugs. They like to make
Question.
sure that their money is paid.
Question: does Mr. M have like one leg that she lost that she tells like an exaggerated story about, but somehow she moves super fast with her crutch? It is scary.
She
Yes,
does now.
100%. So she's one. She has a prosthetic leg, even
Veterans
prosthetic.
leg.
Veterans, yeah, veterans leg, and a cane is what she has. Which is
And
why
she-
she's stuck on the docks. She doesn't
And
go
she
out.
tells a
and-
different story to each person who asks.
Oh,
Could you imagine walking on the floorboards of a ship and getting your peg leg stuck? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Just fall over, everybody laugh at you.
Well, the leg is actually a firearm. It pops off and she shoots with it.
she has a gun. It's a gun. That's actually a thing in main Gauche, I believe, is you can turn your prosthetics into like weapons. Yeah. So yeah, Mr. M is the person you would generally pay for that.
All right,
Iluka's
well, I want to go
quote-unquote landlady.
Miss Terem, but only after I drop off 3 silver shillings and 58 brass pennings at my house.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, totally. You could totally go do that. So Kreta, you're heading to the Slayers. Vice and Iluka are heading to Miss Terem. What are our two religious types doing?
We have to head up to report in too. There's some
Yeah, I think we
shenanigans
both-
going on.
I think we both need to report into our higher ups in our churches and be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, they're doing
Um,
weird shit to dead bodies
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
Y'all are basically both gonna go to a different part of the Alabaster district for this.
yeah. Do you want me to come with you and then you come with me, or do you want to split up here?
We can go together. There's no reason to split up.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just need to know, who do you want to visit first?
I think it's definitely Calliope's church.
I think
Okay.
the custodian people need to know about this weird
Right.
shenanigans
So
going on.
there will be an augur that you know, who's your higher up, who's above you. Let me get a name for them. I'm just gonna be lots of names because these are important people.
Augur.
Augur. 13. Okay. They have a... Interesting. Huh. They have a Phoenician name. What's a Phoenician name sound like? Ooh, Augur Shemin. Shemin. Augur Shemin, they, them. Right there. So I'm gonna need to write down these NPCs. Augur Shemin. And you can, when we can get to them, you can tell me a little bit about them as
There are
well.
several shamans combined.
Get out of your early 40k lore.
It's the Shaman King. You know when all the shamans' tails get tied together,
Yeah.
they're stuck as one.
It's the plural of a shaman.
Shaman, yeah. Calliope Superior. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's start with who should we start with? Let's start with Miss Terem. Let's start with Iluka, Vice, and Miss Terem. So yeah, Iluka, you go and you drop off some of your money. You just have some of your money. You put it in the hidey hole that's in your shack.
Yeah, I have a hidey hole that's on the roof of my shack, but the roof is only like slightly above head high.
Right.
So there's like a false panel, and then inside that false panel, there's a shifting like a shifting log, and
Right.
then there's the cubby hole behind that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, totally. So you put it in there. Vice, have you've been to this place before? I don't know how
I'm
many
sure
times
I've
you've
been to
in.
this place before. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much an empty bait shop. Like I supposedly sell alchemical regents out of it, but right now I'm pretty broke, so I don't have a shop to speak of.
It's as decrepit as it always is.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you head past there and you head to basically at the there are all the docks and wharfs, and there's like a street, like basically all the buildings that are on the street that like ring these like wharf are just like a bunch of office buildings and stuff.
Hang on. What do Klingons have anything to do with this?
Very good. But yeah, you know which one is the is where Miss Terem is. It is one of the buildings. I don't know, like it's of like some shipping company, but I don't have a name for it right now. Not super important, but it's like a well adorned like 3-story building that you enter into. You are forced to wait for a bit because you always are. Every time you come here, Iluka, without fail, you will be forced to wait here.
Of course.
No matter what happens. But eventually you're called up to an office that's on the 2nd floor.
If we're waiting, by the way, during the entire time we're waiting, I am being as noisy as possible.
accidentally
I'm just
knock
like
over a
banging on the
tote rack.
walls,
right.
you know, stomping around, doing exercise, like,
Yeah, being obnoxious. I love it. Yeah, that'll definitely ingratiate you with
hey, if you're gonna make me wait, I'm gonna annoy the fuck out of you.
Fair enough. But yeah, you eventually head in. Miss Terem is she's a woman in her 40s. She's got like a few she very weathered look, has that like she's standing up behind her desk, like on her leaning on her cane a little bit, and she's got the like leg, the veteran's leg.
Is she alone?
No.
Of
There's
course
2
not.
other people in here.
They're probably the jerkest of the jerks.
Yeah, there's
bad cop and bad cop.
Yeah, there's a man and a woman in here. Both like they're not like quite like they're not like the biggest hunks of meat you've ever seen, but like you recognize shakedown types when you see them.
Yeah, and they're shakedown types for sure.
Yeah, these are shakedown types for sure. This isn't like they've got like sleeveless shirts and you can see their muscles and stuff, but like, you know.
Yeah, one of them has like a blackjack on their hip.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of like they're trying, like they're both like doing a pretty good job like looking casual, but like, you know, like they got like big boots and blackjacks. So
yeah.
But yeah, Miss Terem is she's standing there and like she like looks over at the 2, just like.
So I say, and I'm like trying to sound confident and like happy, but I'm like, you can hear a slight break in my voice knowing that I'm surrounded by like people who will beat the shit out of me just because they can.
Right.
I'm like, Mr. M, it's a pleasure to see you, and I have good news today.
Oh, you have good news. Well, do tell me.
So just to be clear, while this is all going on, I
You're
actually
definitely
walk up
doing
to
a flexing match with one of
no, I actually walk over to the 2 people with the blackjacks, and I'm like whispering to them, like, ever been to the fighting pits? Hey guy, hey.
Yeah. Do you what do you want to get from them? Basically, is what I'd like to know.
So I'm definitely going for like a full-on intimidation. Like, hey, you ever seen me? You know? Like,
oh, do you know who I am?
Don't you know who I am?
Don't you know who I am? Okay, yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like you're trying to be intimidating. It's that whisper intimidation. Like you look big. So yeah, I think it's just gonna be that normal intimidation roll. You don't get any bonuses here. This is a question of have they heard of you, and if they have, are they afeared?
I think I got it.
You do, yeah.
I've heard.
So yeah, what do you say that like really makes them be like, oh shit, we shouldn't do anything to this person?
So I think I'm like, I think I say like, hey, do you remember that one time that I hit that guy and popped his eyeball?
Oh yeah, the woman is just like goes like leans over to her friend, is just like, oh shit, that's Vice, and he's like who? It's just like Vice, you know, the masked fighter, and he's like, oh shit. They're just like they like nod of respect, but also just like, yeah, they're not gonna fuck with you. They ain't gonna fuck with you. Not unless they are fucked with, basically.
It's always better to stop the fight beforehand if you can.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a Vice tactic at all. But nah, in the meantime, like I'm paying no mind to this, but I'm like, I can feel the hair rising on the back of my neck. Like, what the hell are you doing? Don't cause trouble.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, totally. You think this is a terrible thing that Vice is doing. You just don't know about Vice's advice.
The Vice advice.
Yeah, the Vice advice. Which which if you had a roller's friend would totally be a column that Vice has.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. I want to be a roller next, just for that. Like the Vice advice column. Oh my god, it'd be so good.
Yeah, if only you could be a pamphleteer. Perfect. But yeah, Luca,
so I take my small bag of money and I place it on the table. I'm like, this is 5 silver. This should cover the past 3 months. I know I still owe you more, but this is a big turnout.
Yeah, and she like
keep you off my back for a little while.
Yeah, she nods like, oh, just like, oh, good. I was not expecting anything today, but I will take it. 3 months is better than no months, after all.
Just make sure you check it off the books. I want to see it.
All right, and she takes out like a big old ledger, opens it up. All right, okay. 3, and she like starts writing in it with a pen, just like, okay, that's last 3 months. You still have, let's see,
probably like 8 to I probably have a solid amount. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like you have another 3 years worth, what it seems.
I know,
but this is a good start. Look, I am not here to make your legs like my leg right now. You know, this is not my responsibility.
Your goons have been ever persistent, and they seem to very much like the idea of making my legs like your legs.
See, that is the problem. I do not have a leash. And she like looks over and sees like what's happening. She's like, I don't have a leash on these thugs. These are hired thugs. You want to deal with them? You give them a better deal.
So that's part of the reason why it's 3 years and not 2, is because I've been paying interest every time I'm paying to one of your penny pinchers.
Yeah, and she kind of just like imperceptible nod, just like, I think you're catching on to how this business works.
It's a dirty business. I'd like to get my hands in it one day.
Well,
that's like 2020 would be like, I respect your hustle.
Yeah, she's just like, well, when you're like me and you've worked this for as long as I have, and you have a good captain, you certainly can get there. But for you, I don't really know. You sell whatever you sell. You create those eel oils or whatnot.
Well, while I have you here, I have a great supply of very healthy leeches, and if you need, I have over as well.
Yeah, and she puts a hand, just like, I'm fine, thank you very much.
I'm telling you, these leeches are the fattest I've ever seen. I've never gotten quite a great.
I will only need leeches if I am injured, and unless you're doing the injuring today, I will not be injured. Do you understand?
No, I quite refrain from violence. I'm a healer, not a harmer.
It would be very strange to create your own customers, wouldn't it?
I'm just thinking back to the people that I gave smelling salts for.
Yep.
I love it. I Lucas like, oh, for sure, unconscionable.
Yeah, totally. I am so good at this. I am. Yeah. Yeah. So then, like, she taps her cane one more time, just like, did you have something else? You didn't happen to have any more money you could give for your rent?
Do the people in the back like kind of like tighten up near the exit? I'm like,
no, because they're busy just being like busy, like, look, basically keeping an eye on Vice, because they're worried about Vice. They're not worried about you.
Basically, you made the right decision taking Vice along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just like, look, I would pay you as much as I could if I had any more, but that 5 silver is the maximum amount. I need to be able to live. There's some pennies I have for food, but that's about it.
You won't beat the money if you're not alive.
It's like, no. I understand. Look, renters are renters. I can't be having dead renters. That means they no longer rent. So, I understand.
Just please keep your hounds out of my doors for the time being. If you could give me a month, I believe work has been coming in quite a lot now that we have the refugees pouring in. They're all quite sick, you know, and I produce the remedies to their ails.
Well, you should probably move somewhere closer to where they are, but that's not for me to say. Also, I wouldn't like you to. You have been a decent tenant. Decent.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't say that I need to move. All I need is a merchant to sell my stuff. I am a creator, not the.
I can't help you there, and
Okay.
I don't. Look, do you have anything else?
Well, if you don't have anything else for me, I bid you farewell. Hopefully,
Goodbye.
next time we meet is on such good terms as this.
I would hope so. Hopefully, you have more money. That would be good.
So hearing this, Vice looks up from turning all the pictures on the wall sideways and is like, "Ready?"
Just a tilt at a 10-degree angle.
Yeah, exactly.
That would fucking drive me goddamn.
I think we were about to do that. She puts the cane like in front of you. Is just like, look, Vice.
And I will cut in and say I will fix it, and I like adjust the picture.
Yeah, she's like she's like, thank you, but she's like staring you down, Vice, just like
you have created an enemy this day.
I'm just totally amused, and like as I walk out, I'm like,
you're the worst street.
I think you should take a corruption for that. For just
oh, I didn't actually do anything. All right. That was worth the corruption. I'll take it.
Yeah, well, because your thing is mystery or exclusion, and this is going to your exclusion zone right there. I think it
Chaos
works.
is definitely corrupting.
Yeah. But yeah. Next, Kreta. You're headed to the Slayer's barracks.
Yeah.
So the Slayer Company, as you are very much aware, is a foreign mercenary company made of people from the Empire of the Kiryakov. A lot of them are like, some of them are worshippers of the Winter King. Like they are meant to stand out in this city. Like they're people who like wear wolf pelts like as capes and like wield axes and like battle axes and stuff like that.
Where do you think I got my axe?
Exactly.
And now it is canon that I have a wolf cape.
Yeah, there you go. You have a wolf cape. Yeah, so they have several offices and stations, but you know the closest one because you're an ex-Slayer. You're not currently a Slayer, but you know you got some pull there at least. Slayer at heart, exactly. Once a Slayer, always a Slayer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that tattoo doesn't come off.
Exactly. You head there, and you have a. Is there like your former commander? Like, who do you go to within the Slayers to do this?
I probably look for my former commander.
Okay. Let's get a name for this former commander, because they seem important. So I'm gonna
Their name is Hachu.
Let me get
a sneeze.
Okay, his name is two. Ooh, exciting names today. I forgot how Byzantine, like, oh, okay, this is good. His name is Maximin. Maximin, yeah.
Maximus Minimus.
Maximus Minimus. No, his name's just Maximin. I rolled Byzantine names, and I was like, oh my god, there's like Procopius and stuff there. So Kreta's former commander. What's something? Tell me a little bit, Maximin. Like, is there something that's like interesting about their appearance, or something you know about him that's like noteworthy, at least, or even just Kreta?
I think he also has like a similar brand.
Okay.
That seems very faded and that kind of thing that like doesn't hold any sway anymore. Like we've both been through some shit.
Right.
I imagine he also has like just like not like scars everywhere, but just like a peppering of them.
Okay.
Like he's gone through some stuff, and since we're doing that kind of like wolf pelty kind of thing, I think like the shaved sides of the head with like the little wolf tail, and
Okay.
and he looks like super scary, but is like super happy.
Okay, jovial, scary but jovial. Like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay.
He knows how to intimidate, but he's also a leader, so.
Right. And like wolf tail haircut. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's got this like he has like shock blonde hair that like goes into that wolf tail. And yeah, he's this big muscled dude. That like, and he doesn't usually wear the wolf pelts part, but like he usually like has his like tattoos very prominently displayed. He's inside the barracks, like he was like talking to a few people, because like, you know, Slayers usually they come to their commander and they're like, hey, some shit's going on. It's like, because they have to act as mostly as law enforcement rather than like, you know, we're gonna go bust down some people's doors. But he sees you, and another thing about the Slayers, of course, is that they all speak Kiryakov to each other.
Oh
They
yeah, I'm
don't
switching to
speak-
Kiryakov.
Yeah, they don't speak Sadefi to each other, so it's like this immediate difference of being on the streets and hearing all these languages, just like, here is your Greco-Slavic that you wanted.
Yeah.
That you are so used to from being from home. And yeah, he just messes like, cut, report to me later. And he turns to you, just like, Kreta, it's good to see you.
And I give him I like give him like a salute with like the beat to my chest before I just move in and give him a hug.
Yeah, it does that and gives you a hug, just like, it's been a little bit. Where have you been?
I picked up a new job. It's disturbing.
Well, tell me about it then. I've got a little bit of time.
Well, have you ever had any visions, like strange visions?
He thinks. Not me. I mean, you know some of the people in our company. They're very close to the Winter King, and they always claim their visions of wolves and such. But me personally, nah. Nothing you see outside of a kicking in the door and slashing some throats.
Perhaps I'm hanging out too close, too much with those religious types, huh?
Maybe. Something seems to be troubling you, though, am I right?
Yes, there's a ship with salted corpses and crates of blood, and it's screaming miscontent.
That definitely screams misintent to me. You were hired for this.
Yes, to investigate. Nobody wanted to board the ship. They believed it was haunted. Perhaps it was. There's also a cultist of sorts, a worshiper of a demon of some kind.
Yeah, he like crosses his arms and puts it like you know, strokes his chin a little bit, just like, that's within itself is concerning. I imagine you came here to cordon off the ship.
Indeed.
Okay. Well,
how much are you asking for?
For you, I mean, I would normally charge bursary rates plus hazard pay, but for you, less. We'll have a few people on it. I'll give you a standard battle group, which you know is like 5 people. Just like standard battle group. Probably 25 copper per.
Let's see, 25 copper per. Where is my money's place? Where? Oh, it's all the way at the bottom.
Yeah. So it's 125 copper pieces is what is the asking price.
So 10 copper is 1 silver?
No. It's weird in this game because this is based off what English currency used to be like. So give me a second to tell you the conversion rate.
Well, they have it here at the bottom.
It's 12 brass pennies is 1 silver shilling.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it would be 10 silver and 5 copper in the end.
Right. And then he asked for 120.
125, yeah.
125. Okay, I put
Yeah.
down.
I mean, not right now. We don't have cell phones or anything, but I can definitely put up money towards this.
Yeah, if you want to like be like, hey, I'll pay you this right now, and the rest of my crew will cover this. Like, you could probably get him to be like, okay, just give me the money in the next like couple hours.
Okay, so who's pitching
yeah.
in for this then? I'll just do this right now.
Yeah.
I'll pitch in 40 brass pennies.
40 brass pennies. Anybody else?
See what I got.
Let me review my income here.
I went from 8 silver shillings and 58
Oh.
brass pennies to 3 and 18.
How much did you need, Shae?
How much will it be altogether, Saint?
125, which is 12 silver shillings and 5 brass pennies in total.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I'm rich.
Well, then,
Oh yeah, you're rich. You're an aristocrat. I forgot.
I will,
Rich,
I will
bitch.
let you take this.
Yeah.
It's
So-
totally
Yeah, right? I'll
fine.
take my
I'm not
58
gonna
brass pennies back.
dip
I
into
should-
my 60
should-
brass pennies.
I should tell you.
I have 2 gold crown, guys. I got this.
Yeah, 1 gold crown is 240 brass pennies. So you could just be like,
So sorry, I was doing the head math when you told me, and I immediately said, "Oh, I got this." But how much was it? So I can
125 brass pennies and 1
125,
gold
okay.
crown is 240. So you
Yeah.
get like 115 back.
So when we technically have this conversation later,
Mhm.
I'm gonna basically say that like it's bankrolled through the custodian church, but
Okay.
I'm doing the money exchange through the custodians.
Yeah,
through the
that makes
augurs. Not
Through the
a
augurs,
money-
yeah, totally.
Not through a money lender, because it makes perfect sense, because I'm bringing this information. Hey, we need to investigate it. I know a friend who can have their mercs lock it down for us while we do it, and they
Yeah.
give us access to it. So
Yeah,
don't-
totally.
it's well within my interest
Wait.
to take care of that.
We will get to that scene in like a minute or two.
Yeah.
So you have the but in the future you have the money, but for right now it's just like, hey, I will get the money to you, and he's just like, good, I'll have them out as soon as I get the money.
Fantastic. I appreciate it.
I appreciate seeing you more. I mean, we have a bar we usually are at. If you're not, you could pop by there a couple more times.
I'll stop by.
Good. We've got war stories to trade, I imagine, since you've been out for so long.
Of course.
Good. Well, best of luck on your investigation. From the sounds of it, I've got a lot of things to manage right now.
I'll get out of your wolf tail.
Have you heard about that prince?
Prince.
Yeah, there's a prince of some sort in town. Not really sure if it's a prince, but there's a the son of the emir of Abifa is around somewhere. Is from what I've heard, at least.
Son of the near Bifa.
The emir of Abifa. Abifa is some covenant city, but important people that we hear about. Maybe that will be connected. Who knows? Yeah.
Escort missions pay bank.
Out of character, I wrote the name of the city. The city's name is Abifa, Abifa. The emir is the ruler.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Maximin's just like, apparently like the heir, like the emir's heir is here or something like that. Like
Emir is like the equivalent of prince in like the sultan chain of.
Emir is like
Yeah.
the equivalent of like a count, basically. It's like in that feudal hierarchy thing. But like
Yeah.
for this, because they're city states, it's like it's the ruler of the city.
Yeah.
So
What would he be doing here?
he just shrugs, just like, I don't know. Nobles do weird things,
We cannot argue that.
Yeah. Well, best of luck with that. I got things to do. So good seeing you again, though.
You as well.
Nods, just like walks off. Calliope and Hakika. There we go.
Calliope and Haikika.
Hakika. There we go.
Let's
You go
go.
to the Alabaster district. Now, this is our first real time outside of the Lapis district. The Alabaster district, as its name befits, is made up of like a lot of like marble and other materials that make it very bright. And it's where most of the religious buildings are in the city. So there are temples to the custodian and to the Night Father and to the God Emperor and the Martyr and all of the important gods that are in the city. you make your way over to the Church of the Custodian. The Church of the Custodian, as Calliope would know, doubles as like there are a couple of different like morgues in the city. The other morgues in the Bloodstone district, that's the weird one. That's the one that's like, you know, doctors are doing autopsies in it and stuff, and that, you know, the church denounces that as heretical and such, but people do it anyway.
How dare you cut open that corpse?
Yeah, why would you cut open a corpse? It's dead. So yeah, it doubles as a morgue, and also like it's a lot of the for the augurs, a lot like, and for the custodian, a lot of their stuff is being in the court system, as you know, like they're very much like the criminal court attendants. But the main church is not. It is not a legal building. It's just a religious structure. It is tall. It's of course made of alabaster. It has no windows. It just has openings to let air in. But it has like a very high set of doors that arch up into a point. And you go in, and like you know exactly where you're going. Like you know to go find your superior, whose name we just had, to go find Shemin. You know where they are generally this time of day. So you go past like a lot of people poring over books and candlelight, and like people dealing with coffins, and like doing there's a few services going on, because generally the services are like funerals and stuff, and they'll be doing that. So you like walk by a funeral. And you eventually make it to where Shemin is, and Shemin is in the morgue part. Shemin's currently preparing a body for burial.
Do they let me follow her throughout the entire church?
I think, how prominently are you displaying your trappings of the custodian, Calliope?
Me? Calliope is very much into her duties, so she's not hiding who she is or what she follows.
Yeah, she goes around and says, "Custodian be with you," or something like that.
I did. Custodian bless you.
And I go around saying, "Leviathan, take you to the deep." It's the same thing.
Custodian welcome you to the dark.
I think you get some weird looks, but like you don't get anything like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here," because we're about religious cooperation in this setting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're in the morgue, which you're usually like most people aren't allowed in, but you know you're with a member of the custodianship. And Shemin looks up. Tell me about Shemin, Calliope. What's Shemin like?
Well, we went old before, so Shemin's probably only like 5 or 10 years Calliope's senior.
Okay.
Not a direct mentor, but like forgive the term, but I think it best resonates.
Are you gonna say senpai?
Yeah, it would be the senpai. The older acolyte that was like, "Hey, I see you're struggling. Let me help you."
Yeah, totally. Is there anything else, or do you just want me to give them the descriptors?
Well, you said they them, so I think for them they probably do full like wrap up, so you only ever see their eyes. And working with the morgue, it's both cultural practice and for hygiene, because they're not inhaling all the fumes. But yeah, nobody sees their face.
Has anyone ever seen their face ever?
No, only the dead see their face, literally and figuratively.
Like it. I like it. That's good. That's very good.
It makes it spooky, and I love it.
Very fancy.
Yeah, so they have their face covered. I think they do like the face covering, and they wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And like the mask, it's like it is the death mask of the custodian, because again, like all the other gods, like the custodian has imagery associated with them.
One of those masks.
Yeah. I need to get a descriptor of the custodian, so give me a second. What is the custodian supposed to be like? Game. Tell me a little bit about it. Oh yeah, it is she is Lord of Death, Dreams, in the Afterlife. So she's like, it is a mask of like it's the open skull, like it's a skull with the mouth open.
Mm-hmm.
And it has hourglasses on the eyes. Is
metal.
Yeah, metal. So the custodian's really metal.
I just assumed this like really imposing figure with like these janitor overalls on.
That's a different custodian.
I definitely, make like a accordance to them.
Yeah.
As I'm definitely of a lower rank, but also from a different church. But
right.
But I'm like,
yeah, I think the other thing, like the clothes of the custodian are generally like pretty bright. Like it's not like very Western, like it's death, so it's black. In this case, it's like because it's like the bleached bone of the mask, and like lighter colors that go with it. So like if you have blood on you, people will know. Because you're working with corpses, you want to see it's there. But yeah, you make that sign, and they like stop their work, like they take their hands out, and, like kind of shake it a little bit, just like, oh, Calliope, and your.
And I bow, and I'm like, hi, Keka.
Good to meet you. Always good to meet a cousin in faith. So, how might I help you? Like talking to Calliope.
We were investigating a docked ship that presented some trouble when it arrived. Given my duties and proximity to those that I know that were hired on, I offered to make sure that the crew were properly tended to. First things first, we came across a cultist who assaulted myself, and she kind of remembers that she had been stabbed earlier.
Yep.
And,
like it happens.
Yeah, I've been perfectly fine this whole time, and then it's like, oh right, I was stabbed in the stomach, and like clothes are tattered but bandaged. I was assaulted by a cultist responsible for it. They've been dealt with, but I needed to reach out to a more authoritative augur because we've stumbled across something interesting. Several bodies were on the docket, on the manifest, that's the word, on the manifest of the transport, coffins listed, and I will eventually remember the name. What is the name of the country?
Which one?
The one where these bodies came from, the practice for embalming them.
Kiryakov. Yeah, you can call it you can also call it the Empire.
The Empire. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say Kiryokovin.
You were a little close.
Well, no, like if you want to associate it with like the people, is it Kiryokovin?
So it's Empire of the Kiryakov, so the people are the Kiryakov. It's
but like how you say like metropolitan or
the demonym is Kiryakov as well. It's a little confusing and it's meant to be.
Okay, so I don't have to.
Hey, don't call him a demonym.
Yeah, I don't have to put it. I don't have to put a IAN or
you don't.
ER. No. Okay. I'm just gonna say Imperial.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because it's like the like Empire of the Russians and like Russian and that kind of thing. It's going off of that, or like
that makes sense. And that was the explanation I was looking for. So we discovered that there were Kiryakov coffins. I'm blanking on words. Kiryakov coffins with. And she, like, visibly looks disgusted by it. Preserved bodies. And I was explained the customs of the Empire, and it is not the practice that is reserved for common folk, which is who was inside of these coffins. I suspect necromancy.
Yeah, and there's a nod because, of course, you can't see any of the emotions on their face. They're just a nod, just
a strongly furrowed brow.
Yeah, strongly furrowed brow that you can't see because there's a mask. You're just like you could feel. You could.
Are you
feel
saying
that
the mask doesn't emote for them?
That would be really cool, actually.
That's some high level magic, right there.
Yeah, that's some high level magic they don't have. That's like the high level augurs have that shit going on. They do that in court, which creeps the hell out of defendants. That's for sure.
Heck, that's awesome.
How do you make that skull look so sad?
I wait for the justice system.
He's grinning and he's not.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, you can feel that for a brow, just like this is something that must be brought up to the others. We can't have this about. Necromancy? Not in this city.
Not in my town.
Not in my town. They're just like, I think this takes priority over. They just like kind of motion down. This. What ship did you say this was?
Oh, I forgot the name. I give
the
them
Ivory
the details.
Rose.
the Ivory Rose, and I give them
you
the
give
details,
the deets.
directions.
Yeah, they're just like, good. I will bring this up with our, with the others in the custodian ship.
Should we reach out to anybody to help secure the boat for us?
I mean, there are a few companies. I think the Black Band would do well.
I have somebody in mind that might be able to help organize this.
Well, that's some initiative you're taking, which is good. This is what we liked about you.
Yes. She nods to Hakika knowingly. I have somebody in mind.
Good. Well, we will meet them there, whoever they are. Just let them know that we're coming.
Excellent.
Yes. Well, I imagine you'll be on your way. I must be on mine.
Yes, of course. And turning back to Hakika, we had somewhere you needed to go as well, yes?
I merely must make the situation known to my people as well.
Very good.
All right.
Question.
So, yeah, what's up?
Do we have slift jays in the city?
Do you have what?
Slift jays, like little birds that home in on like specific people by like.
Oh.
I don't know how they do it, but.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think this is mostly a like the communication stuff is like people and pigeons generally. Yeah. So yeah. So it's usually like if you want to send a message, you send a message to a place, not to a person.
Gotcha.
Let's talk about our friend, the Cult of the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you go somewhere else in the Alabaster district?
Yes.
The temple to the Leviathan is it is built of wood, unlike a lot of other places in here. Very intentionally built of wood. It is you know that it is a ship, or it is made of the hulls of different ships that have served their time and eventually got dismantled. So it's just the bows and hulls of all of these different ships that have been built over time into this big temple to the Leviathan.
Awesome.
And yeah, and you enter inside, and inside like they have ship's lamps that are lighting all of the rooms, and in the center they're like it's basically the temple itself is concentric circles, and in the middle is a statue to the Leviathan in all of her glory, with like, you know, this tall woman with her like tentacle hair that goes goes like halfway down her body, like with the waves behind her.
I definitely think I've got a ritual that I do as I walk in, where I like there's like a specific like support beam that I always touch as I'm walking in, and I like walk partway around the circle so I can specifically touch a different one.
Right.
Wait, the temple to the Leviathan has to be a Nautilus shell. Like the big spiral that starts with an opening and it wraps around.
Oh yeah, totally. That's
I feel like there's just a bunch of people standing in a line as they walk in, and Hakika just like drowns one as she like, you know, walks past.
Just casually.
Every time,
just-
just like drowns one.
Look, they're not like that. I mean,
maybe your part is. It's fine.
they may want to wish everyone to see the Leviathan in the deep. They just don't need to put them there themselves. It's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go find probably a drowned one. Is
sure. Yeah. Is there a particular drowned one you're like you generally talk to about this?
Probably. There's probably someone who is like my like I'm their protege.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Mentor.
word for mentor. Yeah. They're my mentor. Yes.
Okay.
And it's not really the same. There's not like that when you say it like that, there's a certain relationship that is implied
Right.
that I
course.
feel it's a little bit more professional.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Sensei.
Yeah, they're your teacher more than anything. Like, I think.
Yeah,
is what
like
it sounds
they're
like. Yeah.
I never went to college, but what's it called when you're like you're like gonna get a master's degree or whatever, and you have to write a paper. You
Oh.
have a person that you
Yeah,
go
I
to
know
and be like, I did a bunch of research here.
Yeah.
blah." What is that
I know.
called?
I don't remember what it's called, but I know exactly who you're talking about. I know
Like
what you mean.
like kind of like one of those. Like
Yeah,
I'm doing my own independent research as a follower of the Leviathan, but I still have someone that's above me that I check in with and compare notes with. And stuff.
they preside over you basically, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay. Yeah. Let me get outro. Uruk will be there, but Uruk is
Yeah,
not
I think
not the
Uruk
drowned
is
one.
going to be a lowly Leviathan.
Yeah, I have them written down. Let me get
another cultist.
Let me get some. So his name is going to be 3. Let me get a name for this person. Ooh.
Names are the worst.
I know. That's why
I got
rolled
the
them.
name of Uruk from, it's like a place in ancient Sumeria.
It's great. Eric works for me.
His name. Ooh. His name is Goran. Goran. Goran.
Whoa.
Okay.
Goran. He's a drowned one. And he's like he is just your superior basically.
Yeah.
Is he
Like-
super eccentric?
Hmm?
Is he super eccentric?
Does he eat rocks?
I don't think he eats rocks. I think he is fairly eccentric, but like for Hakika, it's not that it's not eccentric. It's eccentric for normal people, but not for Hakika because Hakika's part of this cult.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like he's not more eccentric than Hagika.
Yeah, I think a thing that he does do though, is when he's like in his when he's in the temple, he doesn't wear shoes. He keeps his feet in a pool of salt water.
Well, I mean, like, I never wear shoes, so
Yeah, you never wear shoes, but he always just keeps it in salt water, which not all of these people do. That is.
Do you guys like greet each other by like throwing seaweed at your faces?
No, it's a playful splash fight.
Yeah, I think he keeps himself clean shaven. He's a man in his 50s. He like very much has that energy like of a professor. And he has like white hair that like goes down to like about his shoulders. And he keeps like his feet in the pool.
It's really funny because the name Goran to me really resonates with like earthly, like being of the earth because of Zelda. And it's funny that it's like a seafaring person.
Yeah, I got Goran as a Croatian name.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, he doesn't turn. He hears you coming. And he says, "Well, how may I help you?"
I think I come up and like kneel next to him, but like not in like a supplicant way, but like in a there aren't any chairs here kind of way.
Yeah. Right.
Nowhere to sit and I must scream.
And I'm like, there's something which is of much concern. On a ship I was investigating, there was corpses. They were brought from, I already forgot the name of the Empire.
There we go. There you go. Yeah.
Preserved. And very disturbingly, while we were there, all of us, I say all of us, but like it's just me and Calliope that are here right now, but I know that's true for both of us.
Yeah.
Experienced visions of some terrible doom.
This is troubling. Have you have you he's gonna propose some weird solution that's definitely at least one part of the cult believes in. He's just like, have you wrapped the bow in seaweed 3 times?
And I like sigh because like this is always his suggestion.
Yeah, this is
for
always
everything.
You've always
And
suggested
I'm like-
Have you
seaweed.
tried turning it off and on again?
And I'm like, the seaweed is not going to work. This is a restless spirit, not Fae. This is the dead.
Oh, but is it the Fae?
It's
Yeah, that would have actually helped.
it is the important thing that it is practiced and it is done. That is how we do right by the Leviathan. But I understand the concern, especially with the dead. Now, I do understand your agitation about this, and this is something that deeply, not quite shocks me, but it is disturbing in its own way. So, what must be done? Well, what must be done is that these corpses, you say, salted?
Yes.
Strange. They should only be preserved in the Leviathan's embrace, as we both know.
Indeed.
They were in coffins.
In coffins.
They must be disposed upon on land. They cannot be thrown into the sea. This salt has been infected.
Yes, see, this is the wisdom I have come for, Goran. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Now, if there's anything else, I believe if you are uncomfortable with any of this other parts, I have somebody who can come with you and investigate this with you.
I would not be opposed to another set of eyes.
Good. You can take Uruk.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Too.
Is he down in the vaults?
Yes, he is.
This time of day is always down in the vaults. Thank you. And
Of
like
course.
He's making statues out of salt.
He's
They-
always talking about his new art projects.
Kika stands up and bows to Goran and is like, then I will take my leave of you and report back
Good.
once this has been resolved.
Leviathan raised you up. Cool.
And yeah, I'll leave.
Oh no, she
I
forgot
feel
the
like
catchphrase.
the response to Leviathan raise you up should be and it shall
drag
cast
you-
you down.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Done,
drag back
and
under.
drag you down. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sold.
Call and response.
Yes. Perfect.
I'm writing this shit down.
Yeah. But yeah, Goran's just like, hey, you need somebody else who can take Uruk, who you know, you've met Uruk before. A little bit of a weird duck, or for the Leviathan, a little bit of a weird shark.
I mean, ducks are nautical. It's fine.
No, but we're deeper sea creatures here.
While you're dealing with albatross, they're
Look,
really
I was like,
evolved.
but that's what makes him odd. Everybody showed up with their sea creatures, and he brought a duck.
He brought a duck.
I feel like Haikika is strange even within the Leviathan cult.
Mhm.
And like I think that Uruk is strange but in a different way.
Oh, 100%. He has his own he has his own obsession with death where it's like maybe you should have like worshipped the custodian instead instead of Leviathan, but who knows?
Just like always has this overly like inviting smile on his face. He's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. But yeah,
I
you
mean,
find
he
him
shares
down in
that
the
with
vaults.
Haikika.
Yeah, you find him down in the vaults. Ultra, since you wanted this character, what's he look like?
I want to say it looks like Saintguard, but
He looks like me? Oh no.
a
Wow.
little bit.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
You are
so
an odd
he's
duck.
like
A little bit Saintguard, but more tanned, like a
Okay.
more Mediterranean looking Saintguard.
A little bit
20s
Saintguard, a little bit
Mediterranean.
Rhys, a little bit Rin.
yeah, he's got like medium length freaking brown hair. Sure.
And wears spectacles, which aren't normal, aren't commonplace.
Great. Yeah, so he's down there like making salt sculptures and just like he doesn't turn as you approach. He's absorbed in his work.
And I think I probably stand there for an awkwardly long time, not to disturb him.
Yeah.
Like possibly to the point where Calliope gets angry that I'm wasting time.
I'm rich. My time is always funny.
So like I wait there for like an awkwardly long time until he reaches like a pause point. And then I'm like, Rick, can you join me, please?
Yeah, he turns around and is like, because he's skittish, he almost knocks over the sculpture. He's like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Akika, good to see you. What do you need help with?
I thought we need some assistance. There's been an occurrence out on the Ivy Rose. There's how many bodies was it? 6?
I think so.
More?
I don't actually remember.
7.
It was
the number that is important to the setting.
True. All right, that's true. There was 7 bodies on this ship and some strange occurrences. The help of my friend Calliope from the custodians, we are going to dispose of these bodies properly. I was hoping we could get your assistance.
I think I could help. Definitely.
We need someone to wrap seaweed around the prow of the ship.
Yeah, and he's just like, just like, really? Wait, you went to talk to Goron before this, didn't you?
Come along.
You gave him the initiate work.
Yeah, he just puts his hands, just like, okay, whatever. Just like, I'll come along. Ugh. He follows you out of the Temple of Leviathan.
The Fae's gonna come back and walk on the ship. And he's like, "Oh no, I'm trapped."
I'm trapped.
Seaweed strikes again.
Seaweed.
Make sure you wrap it around the bow of the ship.
So, Vice, you wanted to go talk to Mr. Bahar.
Yes.
Okay. Let's
Am
go
I
do that.
accompanying you, or do you want me to go a separate way?
No, Vice would go on his own. Or their own.
Yeah. So Mr. Bahar told you that that Mirjana would meet you.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so you go back to your place and Mirjana does meet you. She is a Kiryarkov woman in her early 20s. She is like sorry?
That's my people.
Yeah, your people. She's short. She has like long hair she has like a long braid. And she definitely has like a spring in her step. Like she's somebody who's like done a lot of messenger work. And so she's always ready to like hop to basically. And yeah, she meets you at your like apartment in the Bloodstone district. Or she like knocks on your door. There's a knock on your door basically.
Okay, I answer.
You open up and you see her, and it's just like, you must be Vice?
That is correct, yes.
Ah, good. I'm Mirjana.
Please come in.
Yeah, and she walks in, and she's like, I have this for you. Can you read?
I actually don't think so.
Do you have education? If you don't, you can't.
I do not believe so. I have so many games that I am going through at this point, but yeah. I do not believe I have education.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like
so. I say no, I cannot.
That's fine. I can convey what Mr. Bahar would like for you. He is concerned about his shipment.
Please let him know that the cargo is safe.
Good.
But there are some issues.
Oh.
Apparently there was some human sacrifice or some ritual that was completed on board based on some of the items that were in the crates.
Yeah, this completely takes her off balance because it's not what she was expecting. She's like, you were going to have to Say that again.
Some kind of occult ritual took place on the boat.
This is concerning. I mean, I think it would be concerning for Miss Bahar, but this.
The cargo does seem to be intact. However, getting to it could be problematic for the near future. There is an investigation taking place on exactly what happened on the ship.
Good. That's good. I imagine investigations. One of the companies is doing this.
It was independently taken up by what is Kreta's name of the organization she works for?
The Slayer Company.
Slayer Company.
Yeah.
I thought Kreta's like a deputy or something, right?
She was part of the Slayer Company.
Okay.
Because they're all the mercenary company is the one who do all the policing here. So.
Okay. So I say one of the Slayer Company has taken up the investigation. She was on board with me.
Okay, that is good to know, and I think that Miss Bahar will be pleased to hear that a member of the company is taking charge of this. Is there anything else you might want to tell Mr. Bahar, or?
Not at this time, no. As more information comes in, I will of course forward it over.
Of course. Well, I will go and tell Miss Bahar, and perhaps we will have this all resolved soon. She smiles, kind of just like gets just like a little bit restless, just like, well, I don't know if I will see you again, but if I do, have a good rest of your day, I suppose.
It has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And I'll let her out.
Yeah, she runs out basically. Shae, were you muted? Is that what it was?
What?
Never mind. It's fine. I'm looking at several different things right now. It's fine. So y'all eventually meet back up. You get like the money settled for the Slayer Company. Clive, you're just like, I got this. Yeah, I got this.
I assume we meet back up at the bar.
Yeah, you meet at the bar, the like bar in the middle, like that's between the three districts. The bar that you first met at.
I'm sitting there with a full glass that I haven't touched.
I am introducing the sailors that I gave smelling salts to earlier to this lemon shanty that I love so much.
Okay. Did you try to go? Was that what you did when Vice went off to go find these people?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I do want you to do a roll to see if you can find them. Because they're not the easiest. Like, there are a bunch of sailor bars, but like, which one and can you do it in time? Basically.
The Scared Dragon.
Yeah. Let's do. Gosh.
Well, I mean, I succeeded. I critically succeeded on the roll that they would become continuing customers.
It hasn't been that long though. They're not going to come back yet. But you do.
No, I just mean that if I fail here, they won't get scurvy.
Oh yeah, no. No. This is just a now thing. This is a can you find them in time to like for them to be in the scene basically.
Okay.
You gotta wait for them to make money. They're on a sailor's wage. Remember, they don't make a lot.
Yeah. Look, it's fine. It's fine.
I feel like folklore or survival make the most sense. Weirdly enough,
I think it's either survival or a rumor. But I think survival. I think survival for like physically tracking them makes more sense for this. So let's go with survival.
Can I smell them?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I don't think they smell especially different from other sailors. Basically.
That's fair. Okay. I did it.
So you did. Yeah, you found them. You found the three of them. They're with you. You are in fact introducing this as Lemon Shanty. And they are enthralled by you, as we've established already.
Yeah, and I continue and I tell more stories. I'm just like, yes, and then Zanu, Zanu, blah 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 blah.
Except none of them know who Zanu
I don't
is.
even know who Zanu is. I'm just making a bullshit story.
Exactly, but they are interested in listening to you. Like they're not like they're not a captive audience, but they're like, this is interesting enough. Being like, getting their minds off of the ghost shit that happened. Yeah, what
So,
are
yeah,
the
I'm filling them with lighthearted tales and belly laughs and shanty and just I don't know. Do I spend like copper pieces? I buy a round for
Ish.
them, hoping that they return the favor. kind
Yeah,
of
I
thing.
don't know how much it is, but it is some amount.
I
let's
will
say,
just
like-
say, unless
like-
there is a value, I would say like a brass penny a piece.
Yeah, sure. You spend like 5 to do this.
Okay.
Because you gotta spend it for yourself too.
Yeah.
Something higher higher value. Oh, what are the other 3 of you doing? Well, one of you has an initiate in tow right now.
I'm just
Or a
following.
disciple.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, he can have a beer too.
Yeah, he'll have a beer. He'll be taught if he talks to anybody, it'll people will stay away from him.
Like, I feel like Aikika is loudly antisocial, and
Mhm.
he is quietly antisocial.
Yep, 100%.
He's
Y'all
like
just
sitting there, like picking up
Aikika
like
could just keep people
crumbs and,
away.
He's offering people seaweed wraps.
No, he's just like he like you two together exude a bubble of maybe we shouldn't sit next to these people. Because what will happen is somebody will sit down next to them and he'll strike up a conversation and it will inevitably be end up being about death. And then people will be like, let's not talk about this. I'm gonna
Let's
go.
not talk to that person.
So, and usually watery death,
Mm.
which is
So a bunch of refugees end up sitting next to him, is what you're saying.
no.
Have you tried scurvy? It's not a good time.
That's not a good
That can
time.
also kill you.
Yeah, but Vice and Calliope. Vice, you get here last because you had to go back to your
Mhm.
apartment and meet with Mariana. Calliope, who are you sitting with, I guess? Or are you even I mean you're here, but
I'm here.
I'm well lubricated by the time the group shows
Well,
up.
that is
Yeah.
a state of being surrounded by semen.
I get your lewd.
I see what you did there.
if it for all of you who are partaking and want to who are partaking in copious amounts of alcohol and want to actually be drunk, there is a roll for that. It's
I
called a
will
toughness roll.
I will make a toughness roll that I'll
All
likely
right,
fail.
make a toughness roll.
Mhm.
You're drinking cheap stuff, so you actually get a bonus on this for not being intoxicated.
Hmm.
I think it's a plus 10 for not being intoxicated.
Calliope
Oh,
probably
I'm not drunk.
Calliope
No, you didn't.
probably
You-
arrived and is sitting with Kreta since she's the
Mhm.
one bankrolling the mercs.
Fair. Yeah. Iluka does not get drunk.
I
Succeeding
actually,
across the test means you don't.
oh, never mind. I thought I
Yeah.
went backwards, but I didn't. Never mind.
Is Kreta at the very least buying Calliope something to drink? For
Oh yeah, I
Good.
I pay for the drinks to be polite. I don't drink mine.
Of course not. And the bartender knows this. We've established this.
Yeah.
The bartender just like puts
he's
them
more
down.
than
Just
happy
like,
to take your
I'm
money.
gonna wait until you leave and give this to somebody else.
So
No,
I'm-
I definitely drink it. I like.
Oh,
I
okay,
just.
good.
That's my thing. Is I slide up and I take her drink. Like.
Yep.
Perfect.
So I definitely loudly and annoyingly say, like, as if I'm drunk, because I'm feigning I'm charismatic. I lean over the bar and I'm like, barkeep, my new friend's here. They'll only come to you. And like, hopefully, hoping that they're like, yeah, the drink is great. Brr, brr, brr.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. The
Is
I
that a
think
charm or a
It's
guile?
a guile. You're lying
Guile?
to them. It's a guile test. Yeah.
Ooh.
No. I think the sailors just don't really say anything. Like they're there to listen to you, not to like back you up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just, and the bartender just like looks over, just like, really? This is your scheme now, Iluka? Who are these souls anyway?
It's not a scheme. Another round of shanties.
Okay, that I can do for you. Also, Calliope, you are also not drunk. Congratulations.
I'm good.
You hold your liquor.
I'm not drinking to get drunk. So if you'd like me to make this roll, I can. But
I don't think so. I think it's a case of it's intent. Like, are you intending to do this? Unless there's not intentionality behind it, you're just like, I get either somebody just keeps pushing me drinks.
Yeah, we just
Or if you're like, or if you
I
have
want
like
to get chocolate wasted.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are we Are we? This is our usual stopping time. So are we good to keep going, or are we stopping here?
I'm down to run for another half an hour. I don't have work tomorrow though, so I'm not really the person to ask.
Yeah.
I do have work tomorrow.
Okay.
Our work
Sorry.
is unpacking boxes.
Yeah, it's unpacked boxes.
I feel like we should probably stop.
Okay.
It's a good pausing point.
Right.
Yeah,
We're
well,
set
that's
up to go
all.
back to the ship.
If
Yeah,
we were like in
exactly.
the middle of something, it'd be one thing. But like, I
No,
feel like we're in a good spot to.
Yeah, we're in a good
Yeah.
spot to do it. So let's talk about some corruption and things. I think there was were only 2 people who got corruption today.
Yes.
I got me some corruption.
So
I definitely got some corruptions.
everybody who has 0 corruption, you get an order rank.
Yay,
Everybody
I'll never
else,
fall into that
which is
corruption.
Vice and Iluka,
It's
y'all
a
need
D10,
to-
right?
it's a D10, and if you get equal to or lower, then you get a chaos rank.
Oh, just made it. Just
So,
made it.
Order rank,
I made
order rank. Everybody got an order rank. Congratulations.
And delete your corruption
Yes.
because it's
Per session.
And then we get 100 more
Yes. Reward points.
RPs.
Yeah, 100 more RPs for you.
I'm gonna knock folklore.
Woo!
I'm gonna get awareness because I thought I had awareness to begin with, but I don't.
You weren't aware of it.
Ha!
I'm gonna take
I see what you did
resolve.
there.
Yep.
Simple melee is definitely the one I'm gonna take last.
Yeah, me too.
I don't need to fight people. What craziness is that?
First of
Hey,
all,
Vice
I
can-
have-
Vice
I have
can
magic,
train you. I can be your
non-chaos
trainer.
magic.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll teach you to chase the chicken.
Yes,
know?
yes. We'll have that scene when I need to go. Well, when I get to the point where I have to
have to fight people.
Chase the chicken, paint the
Take
fence.
Yeah.
Make you
the
uh,
last XP I need to spend.
make you run up the Temple Leviathan steps. You're like,
It doesn't
Yeah,
even have
apparently
steps,
part
it's
of-
just lots of sand.
You just become a drowned one. You have to know how to stab people.
Well, in case I need to sacrifice them, I'm just saying.
There you go. See.
All
All right, so that's it for this. That's it for Zweihander Day for Bloody Pearls.
It's a
Yeah.
good session.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it ran pretty well. Also, because we didn't have combat, so I didn't have to look up a bunch of stuff.
Hooray.
And on
I
the
like-
right side,
I liked how there was a big split in the party, but it still didn't feel like super slowed down and bogged because of it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Went really well.
We had some good character moments, which I like, and we introduced some important people that we hadn't had before. So
Mm-hmm.
that's always good.
and Shae
because
and I are
apparent-
moved in, and we don't have to worry about those hiccups anymore.
Yeah,
Hooray!
that's great. That's wonderful. It's interesting that y'all basically every one of you has somebody you report to. Basically, there's
I don't.
Yeah, that is
but
pretty interesting.
I owe people
Yeah.
money, so
Yeah, you owe people money. Like Vice technically doesn't either, but Mr. Bahar is your patron basically.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, the other 3 of you, well, and technically Creta doesn't either, but Maximin is somebody's important to you.
I feel like I don't necessarily have to report to Gorham.
You don't
But,
have to.
He's the higher up that I'm most familiar with.
Yeah,
I feel like the Church of the Leviathan is very, very loose hierarchy.
Oh, it's an incredibly loose hierarchy because there are because the beliefs of the Leviathan are so fragmented.
There are
so
many-
wait, is the
there are many
Leviathan
branching
feature?
doctrines of the Leviathan, 8 in total, like arms of a Leviathan.
I definitely think that we have very vigorous discussions about what is and isn't
Mhm.
correct to the correct way.
Yeah,
to
no,
worship
there's
Leviathan.
yeah, and the book calls us out of the Leviathan. It's different per each ship and stuff like that. Nobody agrees on anything.
There's
Which
a
is
very
fine.
there's a very loud
Well, that makes
vocal
it easy.
minority that demands everything be wrapped in seaweed.
Hmm.
Yep. There's the sushi minority. Yeah. Yeah, I've been enjoying detailing that stuff because we have the freaking cool Leviathan temple and the custodian masks and stuff like that.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
I listened to a 5-hour long podcast on the rise and fall of Sumeria. And that's been influencing my thoughts a little bit lately.
I've been listening a lot to the history of Byzantium lately, so that's what's influenced a lot of my, like, especially for the Kiryakov, because they're like part like Russia, part Byzantium. So that's a lot of the influence there.
I listened and got my dad into the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on our road trip, so that was a win.
Nice.
Nice.
He gave skeptical reluctance initially, and then was already enjoying it as soon as the bulldozer scene started. So it was not hard to sway him.
Excellent.
Nice.
Shall we do some outros?
Yeah, we got some outros.
Okay.
I guess I'm first.
Sure. Outro, do the outro.
Traditionally.
Outro. You can find me on twitch.tv/outro1 or on Twitter at outro42. I am currently doing a charity stream, which we have already raised $100 for Mental Health Awareness Month. We're raising money for To Write Love on Her Arm, which is a charity that provides services and awareness to people suffering from suicidal ideation, self-harm, addiction, other things of that nature. And yeah, we've been doing really good work with that. I'm playing through Persona 5 The Royal, which I'm doing every weekday except for Thursdays, and then sometimes on weekends. I did play today, even though I said I don't play on Thursdays, but that's because I took off from work for a mental health day to play video games.
Okay.
So that's that.
At least you came into work.
Yeah. So that's me. That's all I'm doing for right now. Follow me on stuff.
Okay. How about Rhys?
Hello, everybody. The only thing I'm doing currently is this game on Thursdays, so come here and see me. You can also follow me at Rhys Dragon on Twitter for silly tweets.
All right. And we'll finish up that row with Shae.
Hello everyone, I'm Shae, member of Party White Gaming. I'm an artist. I've done some of the work, some of the backdrops for Party White Games. I'm probably going to be doing much more. You can find me at Jim Shae on Twitter. And now that we are moved into a home, I will be getting much more up, like my price sheet and portfolio. And I will have that hopefully by the end of this week.
And Kelsa.
Hello everyone, I'm Kelsa. I play role-playing games on the internet, like we're doing right now. I also crochet and I knit, and sometimes I do art, but mostly what I do is I play role-playing games online. You can find me on Twitter at Kelsa, Twitch and YouTube. I'm Kelsa Delphi. I'm currently doing a bunch of one-shots on my channel on Mondays, and coming up soon, we'll be getting back into Republic City by Night, which I'm really excited to get back to season 3 for. So that's going to be on Saturdays, starting on the where'd the calendar go? 16th. Saturday, 16th is going to be back to Republic City by Night. Excited. That's for anyone who doesn't know. Saint, why don't you tell us about it, since it's your game and you're next?
It is. Hi, everybody. My name is Saintguard. I'm a variety streamer, voice actor, and sometimes GM at tabletop role-playing games, like right now. Whoa! I usually stream over at twitch.tv/Saintguard. I've been doing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and XCOM Chimera Squad. We'll be finishing Chimera Squad soon. I don't know what we'll be playing next, but go there if you want to see me. I do it Fridays through Mondays at starting at 10 a.m. Pacific. Which includes tomorrow. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, it's at St. Gardley. That's me using LY at the end. On Instagram, it's just my username. Yeah. I am also the creator for Republic City by Night, a Legend of Korra Forged in the Dark game. We've done 2 seasons of it over on Kelsa's channel. We're starting the 3rd season, as Kelsa said, on the 16th. I am the GM of that game, so if you want to see the creator GM his own game, come and do that. The G-Dow detectives are ready to take on their next case, whatever it might be. They prevented a turf war between 2 triads last season, so we'll see what comes up this season. Maybe they'll go up and fight some corporations. Who knows? Because we all know that that Future Industries is trying to create a crisis in the city to boost their profit margin.
What? Future Industries is never going to do anything evil or
No.
legal.
Never, not in their lives. How could you think that? Hiroshi Sato, a bad person.
How dare you drag the Sato name through the mud? We won't stand for this.
Yeah,
That damn
so I'm
Cabbage Corporation.
I
So
met
I-
him one time at a dinner with my mom. It was, he seemed really nice. It's a bit standoffish, but I was like, 12 at the time, so it's
it's
been a while. It's like,
and also your parents.
and also
keep
my
it that way.
parents.
Also, my parents, who were firebenders, he was really mean to them.
So, other than that, I also am the creator of South of Morning, which is a original setting for Republic City by Night. And there's been a murder mystery hack of Mobile Frame Zero Firebrands. If you wanna do some murder mysteries with your friends, I'm making that game. You can
stuff.
come and ask me about it, probably on Twitter, because that game is a lot of fun. And I'm like, we're doing playtesting for it. I'm like close to done with like the actual like here's a playtest document. I was messing around with Scribus today because I was like, I should figure out how to do cool like actual publishing things, and the answer is I don't know that much, but I will learn. So yeah, that's me.
Can confirm that's a fun game.
Can confirm. Very fun game. Hi, I'm Rindis. You're currently watching our channel, Party Wipe Games. Shae and I are moved in. You can see me on 2 screens. We're going to get that figured out eventually.
Double Rin!
Yeah, I personally don't like seeing myself on Shae's when she does stuff. There she is again. So we'll figure something out. I do have the backdrop. I might put it between us, at least when we're streaming or something. I don't like seeing myself on the side. But a lot of announcements. We will be starting back up Forest for the Trees soon. Maybe Monday. We'll see. Vampire the Masquerade had its season finale. Season 1 finished. Everybody did great. I got to eat a person. He authorized a Nosferatu. And so now my Lasombra can obfuscate with the best of them. Fear the shadows. I will be the storyteller for Season 2. I will be running an Anarch campaign, and most of the cast will be returning as new Anarchs that will invade the city that we just got done saving. So, fun times ahead. Wednesdays, we signed on with Zweihander RPG to do a sponsored game where I will also be running Zweihander. I have so many things to run. Zweihander. I will be running a Zweihander game next month. So this month I have all the time I need to prepare, but we will be doing a sponsored one on their channel. We have permission to promote, we get proceeds, and it will be great networking for us, and I'm super excited, so I need to find people who want to play. Thursdays we are, of course, here. Fridays we don't have anything on the books just yet, but we are figuring that out. Saturday we will be resuming our Tomb of Annihilation. Had to forget remember because it's been like 3 weeks for us. Sundays, we play Curse of Strahd, and that is our full docket. So, I will let Rhys go to bed because I know he looks sleepy from here, and we will wrap it up. Everybody, have a good night.
Night.
Have a good one, everybody.
Night.
Diesel Shot is on break. We will raid.
There's a Zweihander, there's Welcome Party, there's AP, there's Unmade.
Unmade
Everybody's
is going right now, and it's Little Red Dot who's running, and I love her, so let's give them some love. She plays an awesome gangrel on Rolfred's Vampire the Masquerade game, so more than happy to give them some love. Plus, Unmade are good people.
Eat.
So everybody, pop in, give them some shout-outs. Have a good night.